Hey y'all, I'm Keela, a lady who's been through a little bit of life, from unemployment to getting kicked out of grad school, having my heart broken to breaking hearts, starting a business to moving 12,000 miles away from my family. I have a little experience in this thing called life, but the lessons I've learned so far, I feel compelled to share. We will discuss everything, and that's everything that I want to talk about. From love, sex, relationships, religion, finances, careers, yeah, all of that. This podcast focuses on issues that women face, women helping girls become better versions of themselves so that we are able to show our younger sisters how to avoid mistakes that we made. Don't you wish somebody would have told you? Okay, so it definitely looks like I am in a hotel. I am for a few days, and we're just gonna keep trugging along. I am gonna make lemons out of lemonade and continue making this podcast, the podcast episodes. I'm gonna continue to make the podcast episodes as if I were in the house. Okay, so let's carry on. Now, I talked about periods the last time, so like menstrual cycles and how someone could handle their menstrual cycle. But I want to talk about my crazy experience with just pads. I came across a YouTube video that I was listening to, and the organization who sponsored the video, they were distributing feminine products, I guess, for the month. And then I saw something else on like Instagram about distributing items for, women, feminine products. And it struck a nerve in me. It made me really think about a story or a time when I was like 15 or 16. So here it is. I remember waking up one morning and being on my period. And I go to tell my mom that I, just came on my period and I needed pads. Resulting from that conversation was the fact that she didn't have money to buy me pads. And I don't know if I got an attitude with her or maybe she got an attitude with me. But the end result was that I knew that she was upset because she didn't have the money for the pads. Mind you, pads are $3-4 for a small bag box of always pads. And I remember, I don't remember like what happened, but I know I needed them and I didn't have them. And I remember getting on the bus and just being sad and disappointed and just kind of upset because we could not afford pads, and this was something that I needed. I made a vow to myself to always put myself in a position to be able to afford pads. I remember saying to myself, the simple things that you need, light, gas, food, sanitary napkins, I want to always be able to afford them. So every time I go into the store to buy pads, I think about this because it takes me back to a time when I could not afford sanitary napkins. And it made me really think that, when I saw the organization that was donating the items, I was like, I have to give. Because I remember when I didn't have. And everyone is not in a position to buy these items. You may think that, it's a couple dollars, like everyone should be able to afford. Yeah, they should be affordable, but you just don't know everybody's situation. So, if you have the ability, affordability, and you can afford to donate some sanitary napkins to a shelter or like a high school for a girl. It brings me back to a point when people always ask, like, why do you work so hard? Or, because you don't want to ever put yourself in a situation where you cannot afford the basic things. I mean, I'm 32 and I still to this day think about that every single time I go to buy sanitary napkins. I mean, I think about it and I tear up a lot because that was like a hard time in my life. And I was like 15. I had to be about 15 because I didn't have a job. And as soon as I turned 16, I definitely applied and got a job because I was like, I have to take responsibility for my well-being. I would love for somebody else to be responsible for, those things. But sometimes when you don't have it, you have to jump in and do what you need to do for yourself. Does anybody have like a similar experience when it comes to periods or just buying any item that you needed and it didn't cost a lot, but you just didn't have the money? I would love to hear y'all experiences and let me know. Go ahead and like the podcast. Find me on IG and TikTok, Facebook, and comment and let me know if you've had a similar situation. All right, bye y'all.